Russian cyber-attackers have been accused of targeting the British political system ahead of next year's general election. So who are the attackers and how worried should we be? Here's what you need to know.
I can tell you that a unit within the Russian Federal Security Service has been behind sustained hostile cyber operations.
The UK says hackers linked to the Kremlin have been targeting high-profile people within the political sphere. This includes MPs, journalists, members of NGOs, think tanks and civil servants. Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden said 40% of the attacks focused on the public sector, including a complex operation against the Electoral Commission and attacks on the NHS and the royal family. There is concern that the aim is hacking and leaking information in order to influence the British elections. So who's behind the attacks?
The greatest risks still emanate from the usual suspects.
Russia's FSB Centre 18 has been named by the UK as the source of the attacks. The FSB, or the Federal Security Service, is Moscow's spy agency. And the UK has named two specific members, Ruslan Alexandrovich Peretyatko and Andrei Stanislavovich Koronets. Cybersecurity expert Raf Pilling says the pair are responsible for a significant proportion of offensive Russian cyber activity. He said when Centre 18 was involved, that suggests that the attack was directed by the Kremlin. In 2017, Centre 18 officers were indicted for hacking the US internet company Yahoo and millions of email addresses. Centre 18's operations have been described as bread and butter spy work. According to security experts, spies go where the information is, and a large chunk of that information is in people's personal mailboxes. That makes phishing emails a common tactic, where a hacker tries to trick targets into revealing sensitive information. Given its links to Moscow, those targets tend to be diplomats, politicians, and other organizations and individuals in the public sector. All what security experts call traditional espionage.
The cyber threat posed by Russian intelligence services is real and it is serious.
The UK government says that they're taking these cyber threats seriously. The Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden said that the new front line is online. But they insist that Russia's efforts have not been successful. According to security expert Raf Pilling, these attacks tend not to have the impact that Russians would like, but he predicts that they will continue despite the UK's decision to name and shame suspects. The Foreign Secretary David Cameron has insisted that Russian efforts have failed. But the threat that Russia may attempt to undermine future British elections is a concern that's not going to go away anytime soon.